If you want to win, it's easy as pie. With an ace, you call low. With a deuce, you call high. On Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Gene Wood. That's me. Thank you. Thank you. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. We've developed a little surprise for Jim Perry, okay? And the surprise is that this is his 3,000th show on the air, and we're so proud of him. He's so great and he's so terrific that we wanted to make a presentation. So what we did was we all got together and we chipped in, and Jim's favorite drink is wine. And what we did was we bought Jim a whole case of wine, as you can see right there, and we're going to make a presentation of this wine to Jim when he comes out, okay? Yeah. Now, wait. There is something I must explain. As talented as Jim Perry is, as charming as he is, as nice a guy as he is, as great an MC as he is, no star makes it all alone. Every star has a group of people behind them which helps them reach the top. And we have such a group here. I'm talking not only about our great production staff, but I'm talking about our marvelous crew, our cameramen, our audio people. Everybody contributes to making a star. And as a token of appreciation for them as well, I just want to bring some of them up, okay? First of all, I would like to bring on stage one of our lovely models, Janice Baker, okay? And also Melinda Hunter. And our producer, Jonathan Goodson. Our associate producer, Dennis Gagnon. And of course, our assistant to the producer, Merrill Waterstone. These are just some of the people, along with our great crew, okay? And of course, you know, this case of wine is a token of our appreciation, but you all had a share in bringing this success for Jim about. So I think that you should share his success, and I think you should share his wine as well. So I tell you what, here's a bottle for you, Janice, okay, sweetheart? And Melinda, here's one for you, my darling, okay? Jonathan, of course, I know you like wine. I'd like you to have one, of course. And of course, Dennis, we have one for Dennis as well. And of course, our director, Mark Bracelet. Mark, you're up in the booth, so I'm going to hold this for you, okay? All right. Thank you all for making Jim Perry a great star. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the star of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you. 3,000 television shows. Thank you, Gene. That was very kind. It's awfully nice to get a present for the I really would have liked that wine too. That's 3,000 shows, and I get an empty. Well, I can use the empty. You can use them. I could. Let's see. I could stand in it and do. Al Capone invites me to a party by the river or something. I could. The unknown comic goes to war. On the top of the head. That wasn't worth the joke, friends, I'll tell you. Or better still, I'll go out and get my own wine. Would you take this box, Gene? Doggone it. Thank you. You're very... Thank you, Gene. That is very nice. I got to tell you something. It has, we added up, it has been 3,000 television shows that I've done as of this show, but I must tell you that the last 567 doing Card Sharks have been, without a doubt, the happiest shows that I have ever done, and with a great group of people. Even though they drink my wine, let's get to business. We'll open up the board and get to the cards. Go ahead. Oh, that's right. See that? Now, 3,000, I haven't gotten it right. We're going to start with the money cards, aren't we? Let's bring out our champion, Debbie Nixay. Debbie, sorry to keep you waiting there.
Quite all right. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Before we get to business, for any new viewers, won't you again tell us about you?
Well, my name is Debbie Nixay, and I've been in California about 8 months. I'm originally from New Hampshire, and I work for a major California bank in their computer systems department.
Okay, nice to have you back here with us. You won the championship as time ran out. Now we're going to go for the big money. Are you ready?
Oh, am I ready?
Let's open up the board and get to those money cards. Come on, Debbie. Yeah, help me celebrate number 3,000 by giving away a lot of money. That would be the nicest way we could do it.
I would think so.
You cut the money cards, of course. And the cards you cut are ready as we give you $200 of new money. 3 cards to bet as you will. Up to the second level, we add another $200 of betting money. 3 more cards. Look at that. Jenna's got the card in crooked, drinking my wine already. $50 minimum bets till you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must risk at least half the money. Good luck.
Thank you.
Here's $200. And remember, you can change your base card on each level. And we'll start you off with $200 and a 6.
Oh, I think I'd like to change that card, please.
You can change it, but only once. A 4.
Oh, that's much better. Higher. I'd like to bet $100 that it's higher.
Half of it. $100 that this
Yes.
card is higher. And it is with a
Oh,
5.
just slightly. I'll go once again, $100 higher.
Again, 100. Higher. Yes,
Oh,
with a 9. 400 near the
that's
middle.
kind of a questionable card. I think $50 that it's a little bit lower.
Lower for $50.
Oh,
Well, it
that's
only costs you
okay.
$50 to buy a better card. As we move it up to give you the other $200, you have $550. Do you want that card on this
yes,
level?
I do. The ladies are always good to me. I'd like to say $500 that it's lower.
Oh, that's a big bet. We haven't seen many big cards. Let's not see one now. 500. Lower. Yeah.
Oh,
with a
terrific.
queen.
I'll bet all of it that it's higher.
Fine.
All
To
of it.
double it. She did.
Oh,
2100.
again a questionable card. $50 that it's higher.
Let's see a real big one right now. Higher.
Oh, terrific. Oh, that's
2150,
great.
and we move up
Oh,
the
my
king,
goodness.
Debbie.
Well, I'll tell you something. Kings are very good to me, too, and I'm going to bet all of it that it's lower than that king.
All right. Nothing would make me happier for a 3,000
That's the
show than to give away a bundle, and let's do it right now. Lower. Yeah! 4,000, 300, 200 in the game. That's $4,500, Debbie. That's nice. One question, will you buy me a bottle of wine? We'll be back with our champion and a new challenger right after this.
And talk to me.
To win in the game of love,
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine.
you gotta love to win the game.
Candlelight.
Romantic. That's it.
Why did you get married? Because I fell in love.
BUZZR celebrates sweetheart couples
I'm on my honeymoon with my best friend of 10 years. We're having a ball.
who want to do nothing but play. Game show Sweethearts, today starting at noon Eastern on BUZZR. Let's play.
Back with our champion, Debbie Nixay. Again, our congratulations.
Thank
Before we
you.
get to business, I've got to thank our audience. That was awfully nice to have you stand up like that and greet me on my 3,000 show. And in honor, our producer and our director and everybody else are going to share my wine with you. How is that? All right. We'd like you to share the show and take part in the Card Sharks poll if you fit in this category. We're looking for single women who are having their expenses paid for by a married man. So if you're a single woman and you have a married man paying your bills, we'd like you to take part in the confidential poll. Gene Wood will tell you where to write.
Jim Perry tried to keep a woman, but she spoiled. Well, if you're a woman being kept, just send a postcard to Women Being Kept, Card Sharks, 6430 Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, California, 90028.
Okay, Debbie. Janice is dealing out 2 brand new decks of cards. Here comes a new challenger on Card Sharks. Rich Boschetti. Hello, Rich. Hi. Nice to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Why don't you tell us about you?
Okay, I'm Rich Boschetti from Walnut Creek, California, where I live with my wife and 2 daughters. My wife's name is Allison. My oldest daughter is Lauren. She's 3. My youngest daughter is Anne Marie. She's 1.5. I teach history and coach baseball at Foothill High School, the home of the Mighty Falcons in Pleasanton. I might say, Jim, that we haven't won too many games in the past, but over the last 5 years, we've built a heck of a lot of character at Foothill High School.
Oh, you haven't won in Pleasanton, California?
In Pleasanton, California. And I might mention, guys, next year we're going to come back and we're going to win a championship. I'm putting it up to you guys.
You know, you coach the basketball team too?
No, just baseball.
Oh. You know who played on your basketball team in 1952 for a while?
I have no idea.
Me.
Oh, goodness me.
I graduated. Yeah, I didn't go there very long, but I graduated from high school in Pleasanton High School in Pleasanton, California. Oh yeah.
All right.
Nice to have you here, Rich.
I'll tell them hello for you.
You cut the cards?
Yes, I did.
Here we go. Building a lot of character up there, huh? They're still not winning any games, right? They didn't win any when I was there either. Debbie, we'll start the match with you. Debbie, we asked 100 men over the age of 80. Have you ever necked in the rumble seat of a car? How many 80-year-old men have necked in the rumble seat of a car?
Well, I think if they haven't, they're certainly going to say that they did, because I understand that was big sport back when rumble seats were around. And
Oh, the sport is still around.
It's just the rumble seats that are no longer with us. Yes, well, I would think that most men over 80 really have done that. I would say the number is 82.
82 out of 100 80-year-old men have necked in the rumble seat. Rich, higher or lower?
Jim, men are men no matter what the age, and I've necked just about everywhere I can. So I'd say the number is higher.
Even higher than that?
Higher.
Goodness me.
If it's higher, you'll play your cards. If not, Debbie plays hers. The actual number of 80-year-old men who've necked in the rumble seat of a car is 42. It's not higher, it's lower.
Terrific.
Yeah,
Much
much lower.
with me today.
That surprised me, Debbie. You start off with a 2.
Oh, terrific. Higher.
Higher than a 2. A 10.
Lower.
Lower than a 10? No. Back to the base card goes Debbie, and Rich starts off with a free chance at a 10.
Lower.
Lower than a 10? No. Neither player could advance. Janice will fill in the spaces. And Rich, the question goes to you.
Okay.
Now, no one can deny that our lives have become more complicated in recent years, so we asked 100 psychiatrists an interesting question. Generally speaking, is the average American less mentally stable than he was 50 years ago? How many psychiatrists said, yes, the average American today is less stable?
Jim, we have to put up with a heck of a lot of pressures today in today's society. And I read a while back that the person who goes to see a psychiatrist for help usually is a very insurable type of person. I would think that the number would be very, very high. I would say 85.
85 out of 100 psychiatrists say we are less stable now, Debbie.
Well, I think that Rich has a very good point. I do feel that times are difficult, and I think that the psychiatrists are going to feel that it's even a little, I think the number's a little bit higher. I really do.
Even higher than that?
Even higher, yes.
Well, you're well up there. I certainly know one who's less stable. I wouldn't mention his name, but Gene, the next announcement is yours. And
Goodness me.
the actual number of psychiatrists who said the average American is less stable is 47. It is not higher, it is lower. And less than half. Maybe the key is that we've learned to live with a lot of the problems. It's an interesting poll. You've got a 10.
Jim, change that card.
Waiting the question. You can change it.
All right. Let's go higher.
Higher than a 6? No, 2. And this time it's Debbie with a free chance.
I like the base card. It's still higher.
Higher than a 2. Yes, a 6.
Higher still.
Risking it higher. A queen.
Lower.
Lower than a queen. A 5.
Higher.
Trying to go all the way. She does and wins game number 1.
Goodness me.
Boy, when Debbie gets rolling, she rolls. She is game number 1. We'll be right back right after this.
She's tough.
We let him up here and he pads his part. I don't... Janice is dealing out same 2 decks of cards with the next cards off the top of the deck as game 1 went to Debbie, and we'll start game 2 with a question to you, Debbie. Debbie, we found 100 women who have been divorced 3 or more times, and we asked them, the first time you got married, were you still a teenager? How many divorced women said yes, the first time they married, they were a teenager?
Well, it seems to me that if they've been around the track that many times, they must have started young. So I would suspect that the number is fairly high. Probably around 75 would say they were
75 out of 100 were a teenager the
Jim,
first
the
time.
number's got to be higher than that, much higher than that. I'd say that women who've gone through 3 divorces probably made some mistakes when they were young. So I'd say the number's higher.
So you say higher. The actual number of women divorced 3 or more times who said the first time they got married they were a teenager is 84, which is right. It is even higher. Yeah. And Rich needs this game. Starts with a 9.
Change that card, Jim.
Getting rid of that near middle card. And
All right. Let's go lower.
Lower than a king. No. And a great card fails
What a
the
break.
challenger. Debbie with a 7.
Oh, not sure I like that card, but I think it's higher.
Higher than a 7. Yes, a 10.
Lower.
Risking it lower. And 8 is not lower. Back to the base card goes Debbie as the cards are bouncing around here. Rich, we asked 100 third grade kids, have you ever eaten a dog biscuit? How many third graders have actually eaten a dog biscuit?
I teach high school, Jim, and I've seen high schoolers pay other high schoolers to eat dog biscuits on campus. So I say the
Why
number's...
would they pay them to eat dog biscuits?
They pay them to do anything. We had a kid who got a mohawk haircut last week. They paid him $55 to do it. So I'd say the number's going to be up there. I'd say 80.
80 out of 100. Higher or lower,
Well,
Debbie?
actually, I think if they're eating dog biscuits in high school, they got a lot of practice when they were in 3rd grade. I think the temptation is really there to be just like your hound Fido, you know? So I don't think it's quite as high as 80, though. I think it's a little bit lower.
You say lower.
Yes, I do.
Just like your hound Fido.
Absolutely. The floppy ears.
I tried that once until I went by a fire hydrant. And the actual number of third graders who have eaten a dog biscuit is 12. That's all. Very low. Debbie, you got it.
I want to change that 7. Do not
Debbie,
like
get rid of the
7.
7. And a king.
That's much better. Lower.
Lower than a king. An 8.
I'll freeze on the 8.
And now with a one-card advantage, question 3 goes to you, Debbie. Debbie, we asked 100 doctors. Generally speaking, does smoking marijuana lead a person to take hard drugs? How many doctors do think smoking marijuana leads a person to take hard drugs?
Kind of makes me wonder how many of them have had experience in that area. I would suspect that most doctors are a little looser than we'd like to think. I don't really think that many of them think that it leads to harder things, so I'd say 38 of them.
38 out of 100 doctors say marijuana does lead to harder drugs.
From all the medical evidence that I've read in articles, doctors have not said the use of marijuana has led to harder drugs, so I would say the number is lower, actually.
Lower than that. A lot of disagreement with our audience. If you've made a decision at home, the actual number of doctors who think smoking marijuana leads a person to take hard drugs is 53. Not lower, it is higher.
I'm so
More than
glad
half of
I
them.
want to change that 8.
Getting rid of the middle card. Debbie has a
Oh,
queen.
that's much better. Lower.
Lower than a queen. A 5.
Higher.
Higher than a 5. Oh,
what a
2.
shame.
And again, Rich with a free chance off the king.
Lower.
Lower. This time it is.
Higher.
Higher than a 5. A 10.
Lower.
Risking it lower. A 5.
Higher.
Trying to go all the way. He does. Rich took a couple of chances and tied up the match. We'll have the tiebreaker with just 3 cards and 3 questions right after this.
We
We have a tie. Tiebreaker, 3 cards up there, 3 questions here, and we start the tiebreaker as we left off with a question to you, Rich. You know, we often refer with some of the questions as being a switch question. Well, here is a real switch. Now, it's a fact that some oysters change their sex every 5 years. So we asked 100 men, would you like to be able to change your sex every 5 years? How many men would like to be able to change their sex every 5 years?
Jim, I think some men have often wondered what it would be like to be a woman. However, I could not go through the pain of bearing a child. I would say the number is going to be very low, 12.
12 out of 100 men would like to change
Oh,
sex every
goodness me,
5
I
years.
think that's much higher. I think curiosity would get the best of them, and I guess they'd figure, you know, for those 5 years, maybe they could be careful. But I think really that people would like a little change every now and then.
That's
so
a
I
big
think it's
change.
higher. Well, a big change now and then. I
you
think
say
it's
higher.
higher. Yes.
Oh, the audience said, I know that one man answered he'd like to change his sex every 5 years or 5,000 miles, whichever comes first. 12 for Rich, higher for Debbie. The actual number of men who would like to be able to change their sex every 5 years is 19, just a little higher. Debbie has it. And Debbie starts off the tiebreaker with a 10.
I think I'd like to change that card.
Big change, just 3 of them up here, a 3.
That's much better. Higher.
Higher than a 3. An 8!
Lower.
Championship, yes!
Oh, my goodness.
And Debbie gets a big ace to win it. Wow. Rich, we thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
$100 in cash and some nice party gifts.
I'd just like to say that your staff is tremendous.
Thank you. Say hello to my friends back in Pleasanton. Debbie, come on down here. Great win for the champion, and we'll be right back with her and more Card Sharks after this. There you go. Back once again with our champion, Debbie. You cut the money cards, right?
Yes, I did.
We've already explained the rules once today, so in front of our studio audience and you, the cards were dealt out after you cut them. Good luck.
Oh, thank you. I need it.
Here's $200. And let's see if we can do as well or better this time, starting with a jack.
Oh, that's a good card. I'd like to play that card, and I'm going to bet $200 that it's lower.
All of it on a jack?
All of it on a jack.
A lot of queens, kings, and aces, but she's got a feeling. Is she right? Lower? She is.
Oh, I'll bet all of it higher.
Trying for 800, higher than a 2. Yes,
Oh,
with a 3.
all of it again higher.
1,600 if this is higher, and it is.
Oh, my goodness.
Clearing the board on the bottom level, we move up to 10 and give you the other 200. You have 1,800.
And I want to change that card.
Come on, let's see a goodie. And now, a 6.
Oh, it's all right. I think I'll bet, $400 that it's higher.
I want to see a biggie. $400. Higher.
Oh,
Enough
just
for the
barely.
7.
This time, I think only $100 higher.
Let's see a real big one. Come on. Higher.
Oh, I'm thinking
Just a
high.
little. 2,300. You're up the middle.
I think only $50 this time that it's higher.
Now, you keep saying higher. Let's see one way up there. Come on.
Well, not too bad.
Well, you kind of survived that level. The cards weren't too good, but you have $2,250, and you don't have to play that 7.
Thank goodness me. Change it, please.
Let's see a good one. Come on. For the big bet, the 5. You must bet at least $1,125. You have $2,250 and a 5. What's your big bet?
I think $1,200 that it's higher.
$1,200.
Yes.
Well, this would be a lovely, lovely day for you.
Wouldn't it?
If this card is higher, it is $3,450. Debbie, way to go.
A representative of the studio audience will receive Hoover's new Decade 80 vacuum cleaner with deep cleaning action, leaves carpets really clean. Full-time edge cleaning gets up to baseboards. The Decade 80 furnished by the Hoover Company. And some of our contestants will receive a cosmetic bag of Nestle Egyptian henna for beautiful hair. Deep conditioning improves texture and body. Nestle Egyptian henna, nature's way to beautiful hair. Placemats and Swift Premium Franks made with high-quality cuts of meat backed by the Swift traditional quality the taste kids love. A casserole and Popeye's fun, delicious, terrific freeze-at-home treat, 12 bars and assorted flavors. Treat your youngsters with refreshing Popeyes. A hibachi and take a break from dishwashing with China disposable tableware. China plates, platters, and bowls combine super strength with a look of fine china. A dart game from Gator Gum. When your mouth gets dry, try Gator Gum, the flavor that's more than just a gum. Air conditioning by Air Temp, a full line of rotary-powered energy-efficient units engineered especially to cool your corner of the world from Air Temp. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.